Spotify is so weird. I typed in Armageddon to bring up the album, to bring up the band, and it shows like all these other people and all these other bands, and it took me a little bit to dig through. But we have arrived at the end. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope that you're having a fantastic one out there, a wonderful afternoon or evening or morning, wherever you might be. We're going to listen to the band Armageddon. We're going to listen to this track, Buzzard. This is going to be the first track off of their album of the same name, the only album that they've released, which was in 1975. We're listening to this because it was suggested by Drumming Vulture, RGRG, Thomas Klumpkin. I hope I was trying to make sure I pronounced the name correctly, and a few others, but those are the ones I see off the top of my head. So thank you guys so much for the recommendation. I've never heard of the band, but I do see here that it features Keith Relf of Renaissance. Let's see, Martin Pugh, lead guitarist for Rod Stewart on some albums. Louis Sinamo, bassist and bandmate in Renaissance. And Bobby Caldwell, drummer for Captain Beyond. Listen, we got a little bit of a star-studded lineup here. Looking at the album cover, I can't help but think that this is going to be metal of some sort. It just looks like they are sitting there amongst destruction. You'll see it shortly enough. But let's go ahead and dive on into the track. We'll discuss it after. Here we go. Don't sound too off. Like a psychedelic metal. It's a nice drum pattern. Bass calmed it down. Is that 10-4? Yeah, that's like 10-4. The scenery changes around that riff. So that's just been going on. Very heavy psych. Great drumming. Very slick transition. Last go around. Jeez. Still there going. I just had to make sure in the last couple seconds that there wasn't anything else that was going to happen. They didn't want to let you go. they would let you go and pull you back. Man, let you trickle off a little bit. Pull you right back. Okay, this track is absolutely the definition of this genre of music, of which I'm going to make up if it hasn't been already made before, but this is absolutely psychedelic metal. This sounds like the perfect blend of a psychedelic jam with some of the tones from the guitar and the movements and the way it would kind of bramble through, with the, of course, heaviness of metal, especially at this time. Let's talk about some of this, though. The drumming from Caldwell. I really enjoy, it's not every song that does this and every band or artist in the genre, but I really enjoy a lot of the drumming in early metal, early hard rock, heavy blues, whatever you want to call it, in that era. I really enjoy a lot of the drumming, especially like from what we heard from Caldwell here, because it's heavy, it's fast, but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of movement on the drum sets. It's not just I can't mouth what he does, but there's a lot of ghost notes on the snares, very quick fills. Like there's just a lot of dynamics that are constantly happening on the drum set, but not in a way that in any shape or form takes away from the balance of the music. Nothing takes away from the rhythm and what he's putting down. It's just a really cool way of providing that strong backbone of a rhythm without taking away. You know, always giving and always accenting and excelling. You know, I just think that Caldwell's drumming here is really well done. It kind of reminds me, it's been a long time since I've listened to them, but of Iron Butterfly and, you know, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida and some of the other tracks we listened to from that album. I don't remember his name. I apologize, but it reminds me of the drumming from that particular band and from that particular track as well. And just the way that it plays. I think that it works extremely well. Ooh, the guitars. Martin Pugh. I mean, the riff that it starts off with, that's just an intense kind of riff. And if you were to translate that and unplug the amp and put that on like acoustic or something unpowered or something, I feel like that almost has a kind of banjo, chicken picking, folky kind of sound. Like it sounds like a fast picking on a banjo. But I like how it translated here and the way that he plays it. To me, it has kind of an earthiness, a slight. This is just how I hear it. You know, I'm not saying this is what it is, but it has a folk spirit, but it's like on fire, like it's burning, it's heavy, it's rapid, you know, and it's really cool. how he plays that. I think that works incredibly well in setting up this track. That riff does go on for quite a while in the beginning, especially. But I mentioned it, listening to the scenery played around it, how the bass changes it, how, of course, the drums, once again, changes it. So I like how they kind of provide this rotating diorama, even though the characters of the guitar is still focally in place really, really nicely. Then, of course, Keith Relf on the lead vocals. And later on, really cool transition as it moves into the harmonica there. Now, I won't lie to you. I was not a huge fan of Ralph's vocals. I can't say I liked them. They fit, but I can't say that I liked them, if I'm just being honest with you. I would need to listen to the track again to give you a more refined opinion, but of course, that's with anything. It's just a first listen. But I didn't love his vocals. The harmonica that came in, though, at the end, what a cool transition and what an awesome moment to bring that in. I thought that was really fantastic. And can I tell you another part of the song I really liked? Hold on. It was around 5 minutes or so. That was a nice drive. Like it's chock full of risks, but here. When we move into this part and where it continues forward, you know what it was kind of reminding me of a little bit of Hawkwind in that section. I was kind of getting a little bit of that in there. Like and this is where it comes with the harmonica, of course, and it becomes kind of like a spy flick at that particular moment right there, which I thought was a cool way of keeping the speed going, because you can still hear the train bumbling over those tracks. But at that point, I like how it just kind of quiets it down and gives us something a little bit more subtle in that particular direction. I think that was really cool. But like I said, this, when you start singing the more, this part, like his vocals work incredibly well. I think that I like that atmosphere that's amongst the heaviness. But in the verse and stuff earlier, I think they're perfectly adequate, but nothing more, if I'm being honest. Let's, however, look at these lyrics. Riding high on burnished wings with a brazen eye, the buzzard waits to take its pick, waiting on that helpless cry, waiting on that last cry. Swing on down. In the time it takes, the moment that you're right off guard, bridges that you thought you'd cross, gotta cross them all again. Just as lightning strikes before the thunder, the buzzard falls upon its prey, before it has a chance to wonder, but the meek will stand, understanding nature, seeing far beyond the plan. Take their place in time, take their place in timeless structure. Out of the dark surrounding shadows, tearing apart, trying to get to me. Sometimes you'll see and sometimes you'll feel. Colder than steel, instantly real. Burning with fire from the depths of time, enter my space to take my grace from me. Slither and slide, ready to hide. Far down inside, waiting with pride. So obviously in the beginning, he's talking about this vulture waiting for, waiting on that helpless cry, waiting for you to just die, basically. Then he's going to come on down, just like lightning striking. And I think they're extending this into a bigger symbol of sorts. The meek will stand understanding nature, seeing far beyond the plan. Now the band is called Armageddon. Could take on a religious connotation. The meek will see beyond the death, beyond the buzzard eating its prey. They see beyond that and understand the plan. Whose plan? God's plan. That's what I'm kind of seeing. Take their place in time. As time goes on in this, as he says, timeless structure, they're in a sense replacing what the buzzard is feeding on. One person or one life dies, the buzzard feeds on that, and in a sense, they're replacing it. Or, I think I'm veering off course. Tyrion trying to get me. I think that these surrounding shadows, whatever they represent, are the buzzards in this song. Sometimes you'll see, sometimes you'll feel colder than steel, but they're real. Could also be relating people to buzzards, waiting till you die in a sense, or in your weakest state to feed off of you like a parasite. That's what I'm That's what I'm kind of feeling. That's what I'm kind of thinking. And I suppose in a sense, I've never heard, I don't believe, well, I don't know. I guess I have heard the sounds a Buzzard makes, but the guitar and the way that I'm typing it in, the way that they play the guitar and kind of that muddy, psychedelic, heavy sound, to an extent, it may kind of sound like a Buzzard. Let's see what a Buzzard sounds like. I'm pulling up YouTube. I mean, maybe I'm reaching. It's definitely possible I could be reaching a bit far. I might be reaching. Let me know what you guys thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. Thank you so much for the recommendation and for the suggestion. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Swing on back by tomorrow, and I hope to see you all then. I think I was reaching. Bye.